Hello, Ben Kingsley, CEO and founder of Empower Wealth. This is an important message about using a buyer's agent and using the most appropriate buyer's agent to get the best returns possible for your investing. Now, there are a lot of buyer's agents out in the marketplace, and those buyer's agents concentrate on a patch. Now, that patch might be the city that they live in, it might be the sub-city or the sub-regions of that city that they live in, and they try and specialise in that. Or they might have some of the regional towns that they also look at. And for those of you who have actually bought with us, you know that on occasion we've certainly invested in regional towns and we've done a lot of investing around the Melbourne area. But that's not necessarily the way it should be indefinitely. It's really important to understand that we've bought in Melbourne and we've bought in regional Victoria because we saw that the right time to buy those assets in those particular locations. Well, the world's changing and there's got to be more changes made by that. And from our point of view, from a buyer's agency point of view, we're now travelling interstate to buy properties for our clients. And this message is about showing you some of the great buys we've done recently in our interstate acquisitions. And there's lots more to come. Because at the end of the day, it's about investment return for you. Now, if we don't think we're going to get that investment return in our own state, then we need to get on planes. We need to work harder for you. And if our research is indicating that they're the best places to buy, then we're going to go in and we're going to hunt down those properties and we're going to buy them for you. And that's the way you should look at it when you're engaging with any buyer's agent. If they know a patch, that's great. They might have they might have a relationship with a couple of agents and they might be able to give you some inside information, and that's good, but is that still the best area to invest? If the overall research on the area is not showing us that that's going to be the area that's going to outperform areas interstate, should we be relying on buying new properties in those particular locations, or should we get on planes and go and hunt down those properties? Well, that's our view and that's what we do for our clients, and now I want to share with you some of the properties that we've been buying interstate. For example, in our interstate purchasing, when we're looking at Brisbane, this is one of the properties we bought recently. Now, this property here is a great property. It's in a quiet street, a wide open street, a cul-de-sac, close proximity to the parklands, and the actual block itself presents beautifully. It's very, very well maintained, very low maintenance, low body corporate, and in terms of internally, the property presents very clean and tidy. And clean and tidy is all we're looking for in this area. We don't want to overextend ourselves in terms of buying, flash properties that are at the higher price point. We actually want to get in the comfort price bandwidth, which allows growth for that property to occur, whilst also getting a good yield on that property. What I also liked about it was it had its own solar system, which allowed for reduced energy costs for the tenants who are living in the property, and it also can accommodate up to 3 cars. So in terms of households that have 2 cars or need additional storage area, this unit had that. The second property I want to look at is another property that's in the inner city belt range, and this property here is in one of the most pristine and high net worth areas of Brisbane. It's an area where, in fact, the property across the road next door sold for $1.65 million, and property just up the road recently sold also for over $2.6 million. Now, this particular property is about buying in the entry level. This is what we call a classic wave rider strategy. We've actually bought this property for under $300,000 and we've currently got it let. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. We've currently got it let for over $320 a week. So it's really important to understand that finding those opportunities. Now, you've got $1 million properties and $2 million properties in the local area. This thing has performed fantastically in this historical capital growth, and we expect that to continue as it gets dragged up value because it's in one of the best streets in Brisbane. This other property is in one of the hippest areas of Brisbane, and this is a 1-bedroom, fully renovated apartment. Now, this is a great buy. It's in an old complex, but it's been completely renovated. And we've bought sub $300,000 for this property, but nothing needs to be done. So the tenants can walk in and they can walk out of that apartment, and within 50 to 200 metres they can be at some of the grooviest coffee shops and restaurants and bars in the Brisbane region. So it's an absolute great buy for these clients, and they're thrilled with it, and we'll see tenants moving in very shortly. So there's some examples of what we're looking to buy. We're not just buying apartments though, we're also buying houses. We do think that the Brisbane market has got some uplift, But just because the Brisbane market's got uplift, you need to know the areas, the suburbs, the streets to buy in. And you need to make sure that you've got a buyer's agent or a property investment buyer who's willing to get at their own backyard and go and find those assets for you. I thank you for watching this video. Your returns are very important to us, and they're also about setting up your wealth for tomorrow. So it's imperative that you get professional advice on your journey to wealth creation.